Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today I have a series of videos covering the 12 zodiacs and looking towards the month of May, what to expect, what sort of energies are coming in, and of course for this video we are going to be looking into what is in store for Cancers. So let's go ahead and jump into this reading, starting with of course some oracle cards. So first up we have 25, the eternal light of love. And I think this is so crazy because all the zodiac signs are presents, and the figure in the middle, of course, has the Cancer sign right over them. So that is pretty wild to see that already. And then, of course, we have the Sisterhood of the Rose, beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher. From the energy oracle, we have women holding a coin. For your sort of angel spirit guides, we have holy amethyst, divine alchemy, move beyond your current challenges, focus on what you desire. And then our final one from the nature's whisper is acceptance of love. So right away, looking at all these oracle cards, it's really exciting for all of the Cancers out there, because how I would sum up this month is definitely has a heavy thing on love, because there is a lot of sort of love energy going on here. So let's go ahead and sort of go through each one of these. So starting with acceptance of love, this card has to do about, the harmony of opposites, the masculine, the feminine coming together. And again, I would sort of interpret this a way of thinking about this for some of you, this could be a romantic sort of joining possibly happening during the month of May, or maybe a heightened sort of romantic season if you're already in a relationship possibly. But moving beyond just sort of romantic relationships, this has to do with loving freely others and yourself. This is all about you feeling whole and complete, because you're finding that balance between masculine and feminine. You are whole, you are complete. It's a reminder of all of that. Love can happen. Allow yourself to feel love during this season, because it's definitely there. It's ripe for the taking, sort of thing. And then also sort of another reminder about this specific card is that it says, everything happens exactly when it should. So don't feel, if you're sort of trying to maybe rush a romantic relationship right now, or you're feeling like you're trying to rush into something, don't worry about it. Slow down. It will manifest itself when the appropriate time is there. So just remember to love yourself and love everybody around you. It's like that whole energy is definitely all over these cards here. So moving on to holy amethyst. Holy amethyst is the twin flame of Archangel Zadkiel. So Zadkiel might be another angel during May that you could call on to help you with things. So, and he works with transmuting, negative experiences and then turning into love. And similarly, holy amethyst does a very similar thing. It's about learning from the past, your past fears and challenges, approaching the future from wisdom because you've had those experiences, clearing out everything, really bringing a fresh start. So not just clearing out, on a spiritual level, but also mental, a physical level, even just like your surrounding space. I would definitely say May would be a good time to do some like spring cleaning. Also similarly, it's like holy amethyst has a lot of the aspects of kind of the magician. So balancing all of those things, being able to manifest things. So the lessons for the magician card in the tarot would be another thing to read up on in this situation. I wouldn't be surprised when we pulled the tarot if maybe the magician comes up at all for you guys during May. And then we move on to, woman holding a coin. So this is a really interesting one, because this is really talking about, a female connection in money, health, or like any sort of value. So this could be if you are a woman, and this, obviously this card is a woman Cancer, and this card is appearing, this could reflect you, or in a lot of cases this is reflecting, and if it is referring to you, it has to do with, a successful endeavor, successful endeavor regarding, finances or health. But, a large part of this card has to do with signaling a woman coming into your life, whether you're a man or a woman, who, has a lot of wealth and connections and is willing to sort of sponsor you in that way. And you could possibly meet this person in an area, a part of your life where you do make money. So you're like your place of business. You might meet this person and, they become sort of a sponsor in that way. Including with this card, there's also an affirmation to help you guys out if you want to remind yourself. So, definitely this is like a woman connected to business. And also, this could refer to, a possible friendship, or even, again, we have a love interest sort of hinted to here. So again, that seems to be a really big sort of possibility for a lot of you Cancers in the month of May if you're not already in a relationship. So the affirmation for this card is, the world supports me in my financial goals. I'm making synchronistic connections that serve and honor me. So definitely a really good time to work on manifesting things of you have to concern with your finance, your material world. So we might, again, with the tarot, we might see a couple pentacles pop up because that is what the pentacles rule over. But we shall see. I'm very curious to see what the tarot says. So now we have the Sisterhood of the Rose. So with a lot of this, it has to do with a lot of feminine energy. So you might have a lot of connections with, again, women, important women in your life during this season, or in the May month. So for, this card has to do with being devoted and, really creating and seeing all the beauty everywhere. And that is sort of the important thing about this card, is going out and really cultivating beauty. This card also, marks saying, go out and spend more time in nature, look at the beauty of nature, really sit quietly and listen to what it has to say to you. And, be more in nature, bring that, whether it's just putting a little more extra time into what you're wearing that day, or maybe your house, your room, whatever it is, something you create, maybe something in your job, your hobbies. It doesn't really matter. The point is to, in whatever area of your life, or in all areas of your life, bring in and really call in more of that beauty and celebrate that. That is what this card is definitely talking about. And I feel like, with all this sort of love energy going on here, you're going to be very much in the mindset to be doing this anyway. And I feel like by doing that is, especially for those of you who are wanting to call in and manifest maybe a love relationship, doing that is really going to help, not just for, loving yourself and accepting yourself, but also calling in and manifesting that other person that you're looking for. And again, with this card, we also have an affirmation. So let's go ahead and tell you what that is. So the affirmation for this one is, surround yourself with beauty and create beauty wherever you go. So yes, definitely harmonize with all the beauty and nature around you, and it will lead to some really positive things, I think. And moving on to our final card here with the Eternal Light of Love. I mean, need I say more? I mean, these cards have really set this up to be a very exciting, very love-filled month of May for you. So, this card is a reminder that light and love is always present in our lives. There might be sort of a hidden blessing present in some current situation, or maybe a situation that is coming in in May. So, you know, trust in whatever is happening around you right now, even if you're sort of confused about what, or maybe, you know, maybe this is talking about a situation that you're not quite sure of what is happening, why this thing is happening. Trust that it's happening for your highest goal and like for your highest good, and that, you know, look beyond the like the sort of surface level of appearance of things, because there's a lot more happening underneath it. You know, there's lots of, again, love here, that hidden blessing within that current situation. And just look out, because again, I feel like this is also a reminder to look at the beauty of things that is reflected here. The other thing I forgot to mention here, with the holy amethyst, a really good stone for you to use during May is definitely amethyst. So, you know, while you're working on your manifesting or whatever it is that you're trying to do, even just going through your daily stuff, it would be a good idea to, you know, hold a tumbled piece of amethyst with you, or a piece of jewelry with amethyst. It will help just sort of harmonize the energies around you for May. But moving on to the affirmation for this card, it says, I trust in the eternal light of love which stems from my soul and the heart of all creation. I trust in the eternal light and love within every situation I find myself in. I trust in the divine light. So yes, a big emphasis on, you know, trusting the process that's going on. Again, and this is kind of reflected in this card as well, when it's saying, you know, that reminder that everything happens when it should. So a big, you know, kind of reminder for everybody here. And I feel it definitely applies to those who are trying to manifest like love relationships or along those lines. You know, trust that the universe has your back, and your guardian angels, your spirit, whatever it is that you sort of subscribe your beliefs to, it's there behind you, backing you. So just, you know, breathe, take a moment, you know, go out, enjoy the world around you, bring in that beauty, you know, put some flowers around your house or something like that. And also, you know, this card is reminding you, like, there's going to be some situation in May where you're going to be really good financially. There's going to be some new kind of financial support happening from somebody else, and also possibly, again, that reminder of the love relationship. So mattering if that is what you're manifesting, if it's love or maybe career-wise, these are sort of the energies and things to keep in mind during that. So with that done and said, let's go ahead and move these oracle cards off to the side, give them a big thank you for their wonderful messages, and let's peek at the tarot now. So let's go ahead and see what it has in store for you, as far as sort of, you know, what is the overall sort of message and energy for the whole entire month of May based off the tarot, and then I'll get into sort of cards for each of the weeks in May, and sort of what the situation is for overall during that time. So let's go ahead and get into it. So for the overall, I went ahead and I shuffled, and this card decided to come out in that this is the overall sort of energy and sort of thing to keep in mind during the month of May for Cancers, and that is the King of Swords. So the King, again, when it comes to court cards, this could, you know, refer to you, it could refer to a person, but since it's in the situation where, you know, we're thinking about the energy and the overall theme of the month, so thinking about this card, you know, the King of Swords is somebody who serves the greater good. You know, they wield logic and reason, intelligence. You know, that is their way of going about and doing things. So it's a reminder, definitely big time during the month of May, especially since we have the oracle cards that are really, you know, talking about, you know, a lot of like love situations, those sort of things. This is sort of a reminder that I feel like during those situations, remember to, you know, keep an objective sort of mindset, you know, and, you know, be kind of impartial in your judgments, you know, really, you know, make sure to, you know, be clear on what you think before taking action. You know, really look at everything based on your past experiences, your education, you know, all the logical mind, because this is, you know, the swords are air, so it's all about the intellect and the mind and how we think. So establish whatever truths need to be established through the facts. Be very observant about the situations around you, and don't sort of let your emotions, run away from you. Keep sort of that grounded, sort of sharp intellectual mind about you throughout the month of May, because, well, let's see what's going to pop up. So for the first week of May, what will the situation be for Cancers? What sort of energies and things might pop up during the first week of May? So what do we got here? We have, oh my god. See, what did I tell you guys? I knew these were gonna come up. I just had such a strong feeling, even before I started working on this reading, about, for you guys Cancers, about your May, and this is exactly, what I was thinking, and even the oracle cards are already bringing it up. So of course we have the Lovers card, and then we also have the Ace of Cups. So lots of big things happening here. Let's go ahead and dive deeper into this. Diving deeper down into these specific cards, and I feel like it might be more appropriate to arrange them like this. So let's go ahead and let's actually talk about the Ace of Cups first because of that. So since this is the cup, this is the water element, and this is really talking about the zodiac signs, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. So, and this is really, again, with all the aces, it's always heralding in a new beginning. And specifically with this is talking about coming out of a time of being, possibly lonely or enduring some great pain that you were holding on to, and this is really, telling you to release that emotional baggage because you're coming into this new fresh start, and it's the first week of May. So, embrace that, release, whatever emotional or maybe spiritual sort of baggage that you had from the past, because it's no longer needed here. And this is all about, turning a new leaf and really it's your choice though to really grab this cup and drink to the fullest of what this new beginning can be, and what this is really. And the big thing with this, and possibly the challenge with this, is really opening yourself up again to these new feelings, new sort of new spirituality teaching, your intuition, and new relationships, whether those are romantic, because this card since it is the cups and it's the emotions, it does usually hint to, all sorts of relationships, including romantic relationships. And with this card down here, I do feel like for some of you, this is suggesting, a possible new romantic relationship, or it could just be, new friendships. Or if you're already in, a committed relationship, this could be, coming to terms with sort of reigniting that relationship, a fresh start for the both of you, and really coming back together and drinking from the cup together, finding the old passion possibly, that kind of emotion. And then with the Lovers card here, the Lovers card, it has a couple different ways of reading it. And of course, I'll go over each one because this is a general reading. So, everybody's going to be, for you Cancers, are going to be looking at this from a different perspective, of course. So generally, the Lovers, of course, from a surface level, it's a romantic situation. This is the coming together of partnerships, duality, union, harmony, attractiveness, perfection in relationships, and really good perfection in relationships, possibly marriage. You guys, if you're coming together, you're going to be really good for each other because you're going to help each other grow, both, spiritually, physically, mentally, you are each other's perfect duality sort of match. You know, this could be referring to, you know, for those of you who are on maybe like the twin flame journey or part, you know, soulmate, whatever it is. It's heralding in possibly a very good, positive new relationship. And with the Ace of Cups there, definitely, you know, a strong emphasis on that for a lot of you, probably for the first week of May. But, you know, and also, as far as zodiac signs, you know, this is referring to a Gemini. It also is referring to the Archangel Raphael. So that might be a good angel again for you to call in during the first week of May for help in any sort of situation like this. But again, so some of the other, you know, ways to look at the Lover's card is in reference to, while it is talking about, you know, these romantic bonds and stuff, it also is talking about hard choices. And that's not necessarily hard choices that are like some big grand thing or even just like super small things. It's hard choices in that it's a choice. There might be a choice during the first week of May where there isn't a logical, you know, answer. Like there isn't, you know, a bad choice or a good choice. There's no pros or cons list. You don't know how to make the decision with whatever the situation is. So this is really, you know, demanding of you that, you know, the way to make this choice is by asking yourself what it is your heart and soul truly desires. You know, that's definitely another word I would put with this card, is sort of the idea of desire. You know, because again, with the romance stuff, you're going to have that come up anyway. So, and you know, with also the Ace of Cups, you know, this is a fresh new beginning. So before you can really come into that, I think that's where this overall energy for the month is really, what it's really demanding of you is to think about, you know, logically, look at it logically first and foremost of like what decisions are the best for you. How do you want to make this new beginning the best possible beginning for yourself? And sort of, you know, then, you know, call in how, don't let the emotional side sort of blind you too much of what, you know, and like old sentiment. Okay, again, because this is talking about the old emotional baggage, and with the King of Swords, he's talking about not letting too much of that emotion affect your decisions. So that, with these two cards sort of working around, yeah, don't let whatever has happened in the past sway you too much or stop you, like fears and stuff like that, because it's not good for you. You have all of this this is waiting for you. So just go ahead and, you know, really sit down and ask yourself what it is exactly you want, because you can call it in. You can definitely bring it in. And with like what the Oracle card said, you know, you are the divine alchemist right now coming into May. So, you know, get with it. Again, and so the sort of final way that you could look at the Lover's cards, since the Lover cards comes after the Hierophant, you know, this is talking about, another way to look at it for some of you is really coming into your own personal beliefs and really embracing that and being true to yourself, you know, being very genuine, living exactly how you want to be, making that choice. You know, you don't need anybody else telling you how to be yourself, because only you can tell yourself how to be yourself. If that makes any sense at all, what I just said. But yeah, so first week of May, definitely very interesting. God, so much love energy going on here. It's like so exciting. Definitely, you gotta leave me a comment down in the description, you know, down there, if things do work out like that. I want to know. I want to hear about it. So anyway, we're moving on to let's talk about the second week of May. Okay, let's see how everything continues developing here. So for Cancers, what does the second week of May have in store for you? What do they need to know about the second week of May? What energies and things are coming in? Oh, that was really fast. So what do we got here? Oh, wow. we've got the World card, and we got the, oh my god, the Six of Cups. Oh, yeah, this makes sense. We got a lot of emotion stuff going on here too, so let's dive into this a little bit deeper. So diving deeper into this, and like, seriously guys, it's kind of crazy. Like, again, before I did this reading, I had a couple things that just automatically came to me, and you know, well, I'm losing my train of thought. You know, like, especially like the romance thing, and also something that is being brought up with the Six of Cups here. And I had this thought before I did the reading about, you know, travel, and then, you know, going back to roots. And this is what the Six of Cups is talking about, at least in one way of reading it. You know, the Six of Cups, this is sort of the memories card, especially childhood. You know, the second week of May is definitely going to bring about, you know, these thoughts of your past, of your childhood, you know, but not in a bad way. It's about happy memories, and including with the World card too. You know, since the World card is talking about, you know, recognizing your achievements and how far you've come, you know, that makes perfect sense, because you're probably there's some event here during the second week of May. And also, sort of jumping back on this, so far both your first week and your second week here have had a major arcana card, so we're talking about some major life events here. And then especially the World is like probably one of the ultimate whammies of sort of like good like big moments in your life, because the World marks sort of, you know, again, this, you know, a lot of fulfillment, harmony, completion, and you've had a lot of that going on, Cancers, with a lot of this idea of harmony and bringing things together, having that balance. And again, that was what I was feeling. Again, one of the cards that came to mind before I did this reading was the Chariot. You know, the Chariot is your card. That is the Cancer. And the Chariot has to do with victory, you know, coming home, you know, a completion of something in a way, you know, a victory from something. So I'm not surprised that this is sort of the energy and things that I'm getting here and what is coming up in the cards itself. So the World, you know, the completion of something important, you know, a long time project. This is also marking like big, you know, events, like a birth of a child, a marriage, graduation, you know, something big milestone that is really needs to be celebrated, that you need to celebrate, and, you know, accept the compliments from others. And because you have just done something, or you're going to be doing something that, while maybe you don't completely realize it, it's a step to make the world a better place. So, you know, reward yourself for that, you know, celebrate this. And then while you're celebrating and you're having all that fun, you know, begin to think about what your next what is the next step, what is your next dream, what is the next cycle. Because again, this is all the major arcana, and this is the last major arcana. It is a story of sort of a cycle of the Fool. You know, you start as a Fool and then you end here with the World, a full unified being. Again, sort of that balance of the masculine and the feminine. You have your body, your mind, your spirit has all become one. Your identity is full and complete. And so with, again, going back to the Six of Cups here, this is talking about the familiar, you know, happy memories, healing from what, again, we have that coming up, you know, healing, letting go, and then now healing from the past. You know, this is talking about generosity. Even, you know, the World card mentions, you know, being generous because you've done something good. Childhood, you know, that sort of naive kind of happiness that we have as children. You know, you're looking into the past. You know, and the slight warning with the Six of Cups here is that you shouldn't live in the past, though. You know, it's good to go back on a trip to memory lane, but don't sort of dwell there for too long, because you're having a good time remembering all these happy memories. So And that could sometimes, in some cases, lead to feeling a little bit dissatisfied in the current moment because, those sort of things have, changed and disappear. And that's not a bad thing. It's because you're growing. You're, an ever-growing person. And so, you've come to this point where you are the world. And during the second week of May. And so, then again, the other thing that I already mentioned was that, returning to a familiar place. So maybe during the second week of May, you're going to be traveling back to your hometown, or, maybe your past school. Maybe there's some sort of event happening at school, like, what is it? A reunion, maybe something like that. Just a familiar place from your childhood that made you feel good. So that is sort of implied that there might be some travel going on. So yes, even with this card mentioning possibly marriage, maybe you're not necessarily getting married, but maybe somebody in your life that's important to you might be getting married during the second week of May, and so you're going to be traveling back to support them in that thing, and you're going to be reminiscing with them, and it's going to be all emotional feels going on during the second week, but it's going to be really good, definitely. This is so cool, guys. I'm just your vibe is very good with these cards. I'm liking it a lot. So now let's go ahead and see what the third week of May has in store for all the Cancers here. What do they need to know? What is coming for them in the third week of May? What are the energies that are happening? What do they need to know? All right, so let's see. What is the third? Okay. Oh my God. What the hell? Oh boy. Okay. So look, what did I say? The Chariot came out all right, and it came out reversed, and so did the Tower. So let's see what this is meaning. Okay, guys. So, of course, we've been riding this super positive train, and then we get to the third week here, and then we got the reverse Chariot, which is again a Cancer card. So it's definitely you guys. And then the Tower reverse. So it's I was kind of thrown off at first from this, but, contemplating it more and really delving into it, it actually makes sense why these cards are coming up after, following the second week of May, where we have this, we have the World card, which is completion and the end of a cycle. And so what this is with the Chariot reverse and the Tower reverse, this is telling me that, probably for a good amount of you, if you did have this situation with the World card during the second week where there was this big completion, the ending of something, think graduation, again, marriage, whatever, just some big project that you've ended, and it's been such a huge part of your life. And now with the Chariot reverse, it becomes this question of you feeling like, a lack of control, a lack of direction, maybe some aggression here, lack of willpower, lack in focus, motivation, direction, which makes sense because after, even with the World card, it mentions that idea of, once this ending comes, you need to now start the next cycle. And so you need to find what that next thing is for you, that new beginning. And so the Chariot this is a reminder that you might be feeling like you have no direction now, like that thing is done. What are you supposed to do now? And so you're kind of confused. And even with the Tower reverse, the situation of coming to terms with the fact that this thing is done, this thing is over, it's completed, it's served its purpose now, and now you need to start something new again. The Tower is a reminder of, you're trying to avoid disaster, delaying the disaster, a fear of suffering from, feeling like you have this lack. When in reality, it's like you can't stop the tower from falling because the tower has to fall. in this journey, for the Fool's journey in the major card, we have to have the Tower fall. The Tower moment has to happen, because it's not coming out of a place of like trying to hurt you. It's coming from a place that whatever you've built this you've built this tower from, it's now a false structure, and it's gonna cause you more damage in the long run if you don't sort of, scratch it and build up again. This is talking about something that you were relying on for such a long time. Again, think of the World card, with those big life moments. Something maybe you were relying on for so long and that was taking care of you is now, it's no longer needed. It's gone. And so now you have to come and realize the fact that you have to become self-reliant. You need to be the driver of your own chariot. You need to make the choice to flip this card around, essentially, and realize that, you do have the control. You can find that motivation. You can pick a direction. You just have to, again, this is where I feel like this energy comes back to remind us, this possibly person or just yourself, is coming back to remind you that you need to just look at all the options logically, the road ahead logically. Think from, your past experiences, what you've learned from the world and all these other experiences, take those into this new beginning and, drive your chariot forward into a new cycle. This new cycle is coming. So, and of course with it is going to come a little bit of disaster, because you got to clean up, it's, again, the idea of spring cleaning. Which one was that? I was talking about spring cleaning. One of these cards, I'm getting off track here. Needless to say, the Oracle cards were even bringing that up, about the idea of spring, of cleaning out the old. It was the amethyst, holy amethyst. I remembered. The holy amethyst was talking about that, clear out, just clear out, clear out the tower, because you have completed something, and that is to be celebrated and enjoyed. And it's meant to be a victory, but you're inside, you're feeling that panic of what now, and it might be kind of overwhelming you. So accept that this is coming, and have the courage to face it, because you do have that courage. You just need to, this is just a reminder that you have it. So embrace it and take it, and then, and meet this, whatever, this crumbling of the old, not from a place of aggression, because again, that's what the reverse of this is talking about. It's talking about aggression and, reevaluating where your aggression is coming from. Don't look at this as a bad thing, and don't be angry at it. Again, think about all that light and love that you have around you. Accept that, bring that in, and face this new beginning, this new sort of open road with a place of, coming from light, love, and harmony, because you have so much harmony. I mean, all these cards, even the Chariot, it's all about harmony, the balance of both, positive, negative, masculine, feminine. You have that. This is your pep talk, okay? Don't let the third week of May bring you down. You just write it out, So yeah, that's our message for that one. Okay, so now let's go ahead and dive into the final week. Let's see how everything wraps up. Okay. Oh, okay. So this card was okay. This card tried to pop out earlier with too many other cards, and so I was like, if it's meant to come out, it's gonna come out. And then you look, it definitely did. Oh, and even this card tried to pop out too earlier. They were meant to be here. Okay, and you know what? Coming off the back of the third week of what we just talked about, this makes total sense. Okay, because especially with this one, again, lots of cup energy. So we're talking about all the water signs here. We're talking definitely you guys, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And with the Four of Cups, clearly this is talking about you kind of being asleep to a very clear opportunity that's just waiting for you to take it. It's right there. Kind of, this is kind of similar to, again, because, after this card is the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups is also talking about, you're dwelling on something, and there's opportunities behind you, but this opportunity is right in front of you. All you have to do is open your eyes and see it. Again, this is I think not a bad sign, because coming off the back of this, where you're feeling this lack of a direction stuff, this is telling you you just need to open your eyes, because it's there. You just need to be able to see it. And with the, what is this? This is the 5, 6, 7 of Wands. All right, let's see. So yes, the 4 of Cups is, apathy, contemplation, disconnectedness. You feel discouraged, you feel unmotivated. Again, a lot of the stuff that we were kind of talking about with this group here for the 3rd week, you're feeling, while I feel like with the Chariot reversed and the Tower, that was definitely, again, that more aggressive, like it's a higher sense of that sort of panic and confusion. But with the 4 week, it's like you come out of that and you're feeling more exhausted, I feel like, and you're finally, like, the high of that has dimmed, and now you're sort of, it's like that stagnant kind of like wallowing, you're just exhausted. I feel like that's what I'm getting off this. It's like you're very exhausted at this point, and you're, that unmotivated, discouraged. But, again, there's that opportunity, there's that thing, there's the answer, the solution. It's right in front of you, how to bring yourself out of this situation. And and the way to find that is through self-evaluation. You gotta look at your motives, your instincts, your thoughts. Like this, again, this is why this card came out for you. This is your important cheerleader for the month of May, because you're starting off on such a high. Like, it's so good. It's awesome. Like, it seems that way. And so, but it's going to be that situation where you're riding on that high, and then after the high comes the crash. That kind of thing. So you're going to feel like this, and so. But the answer is there. Like, this is letting you know there's an answer there. And then with the 7, you have to self-evaluate. You have to question your motives. You have to ask yourself, what is the next big dream? What is it? What is it you want now? Like, you've gone through this. You've done a little bit of, like, emotional work. You let go of some baggage. And now it's becoming this thing of, what is it you want now? And it's there. The answer is there. You just have to look within and find it, and then open yourself up to what it is, and receive it. So with the 7 of Wands, and I believe, wow, guys, you've had a lot of major arcana. Like, again, with that 3rd week, I mean, those are 2 major arcana, so this is all a big deal. And then so far, all of your other cards, minus, of course, the King of Wands, have been cups, so it's very emotional. Lots of high emotional stuff going on here. And now we have sort of, I would call this maybe a little bit of the kick of the butt, because this is Wands, so this is fire energy, this is passion, this is the spirituality side of things, this is, a bit of creativity, it's that drive, it's those fire elements, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, so what this is talking about is a reminder, I feel like, of perseverance, keeping your defense, you have those defenses, you're maintaining your control. You're mounting a defense. This is what you are. There's forces, whether those are outside, it could be, in some cases for some of you, this could be other people, other forces coming towards you, trying to fight you, and you have to sort of block yourself against those. Or this is your internal, those worrisome, feelings coming at you, and so you need to remind yourself to mount your defenses and maintain the control, because you have it, it's there, you just have to unreverse it by recognizing that, oh yeah, I do have this. I am, you know, self-reliant. You know, this does, you know, verbatim, this actually indicates, you know, it talks about struggles after initial fulfillment and satisfaction of an event. And what was like most of what is showing for most of your May? Nothing but awesome fulfillment and satisfaction. You know, in for the most part. And so that it makes total sense. This is like the exclamation point on this sentence. It's like, yeah, you're coming out of that, and now you're just like, okay, where am I supposed to go from here? And so this is a reminder that you have to go through that struggle. This isn't a bad struggle. It's a struggle that you have to go through for your betterment, you know? Like, again, this is going back to the tower. It's something that you have to go through because you're going to come out of it better for it, you know, for having gone through it. You know, this is about having, you know, courage, proving yourself, holding your ground. You know, don't let other people try to take your joy away. You know, that could be a situation here where, you know, you've done this big, you know, awesome thing, and maybe there might be other people around who are like trying to, you know, take that joy away or something, or maybe downplay it, like it's not as big as a celebration as it should be. Well, you need to say no, you know, be proud of what you've done. Again, that keeps coming back to me, celebrating that you've done that and embracing that this is now the start of a new path. You know, it could be maybe not from a place of like trying to hurt you, but maybe like you've completed a big thing, and now like the people around you in your life are like, oh, what are you supposed to be doing now? Like what's your plans now? And sometimes that constantly having that question thrown up your face when you don't know what it is you want to do next can be pretty, you know, disheartening, because you don't know how to answer, and maybe you don't want to disappoint them, you know? So that's what I feel like. You hold your ground. You're going to be good. As long as you hold your ground, you realize that you can maintain your control, even when, because the answers are there. Again, remember, you just have to look within. You have to question, what is your motives now? What is motivating you now? Now that that thing is done, what is it you really want? That, again, that's what I'm feeling, you know, and ask that question from not a place of, you know, feeling greedy or something, or from, I wouldn't ask that question from a too material place of things, but more, I feel like, from your heart. Like, that's, I think, the big thing. Again, you know, the eternal light of love, you know, have it, the answers coming from there. Oh, right. The Lover's card. Exactly. Hard choices. You have to ask what it is you truly desire. You know, it has to come from that place. It can't come from anywhere else. While you do need to remember to use your intellect and, you know, the past knowledge and things that you've done, in the end, you still have to ask it from the heart. So, there we go. Whew. Okay, dude. Okay. I was going to say dudes. Why am I going to say dudes? But yes, that has been what the cards have popped up for you, Cancers, for the month of May. It's definitely going to be a pretty exciting month, I would say, you know? The first half of the month is going to be all highs, you know. Again, there's going to be a couple choices, you know, a little reminiscing and all that, but overall it's going to be really good. And then, you know, because you're going to complete something pretty awesome, you're going to be feeling a little, you know, a little confused. Where should you go for now? But it's going to work out fine for you. I feel that, you know, as long as you maintain you at your most authentic self, who you truly are, you're going to come out of it solid. Okay, so yes, that has been your reading, you know, general reading for the month of May for Cancers. So if you like this reading, please do remember to leave a like. Definitely, you know, I'm really like very curious for you guys to come back and comment and tell me what is going on, because I would love to know how things are shaping up. Again, for those, especially like those first 2 weeks with all the romance and all the celebration, all that kind of stuff, and even with the, you know, where you come out of that, you know, what your new direction is. I would love to know and hear about that, because I think it'd be super awesome, because I think this is a good, you know, a good growing moment for all you Cancers. Like it's gonna be good, the outcome. So yes, definitely leave a comment, subscribe, and then check out all my other various information down in the description, links, personal reading stuff, you know, all that good things, you know. So yes, thank you guys so much for joining me. This has been a really fun reading. I had a lot of fun reading for you guys. So yes, see you in the next one.